Hello, beautiful souls. Today I want to share with you a passage from my book, Conversations with a Tree. And this passage is actually about water. I did a light language activation recently that showed amazing photographs of a river in China. And this also relates to the work of Dr. Emoto, who was able to photograph water and show that polluted water just looked like a blob, and healthy water from a spring would look like a snowflake, or that heavy metal music would actually, the water would just be a blob and not hold any form, and classical music would create again a beautiful snowflake. And so he really showed how what we could say the outside world impacts water. And I talked about this in my light language activation for water. And today I was just looking at my book, Conversations with a Tree. And near the end of the book, I talk about how we can not only connect with trees in the forest. This book actually evolved when I was sitting at the base of a tree one day, and I knew beyond a doubt that it asked me to be its scribe. And this book was first written in 2012, and then I did a revised edition, I think it was 2016. And this message from the water is near the end of the book, where I was really helping us understand that we can connect, and some who are more intuitively inclined, of course, will be the people who begin this connection of being able to connect more fully with nature, with the oceans, with the rocks, with other plants. And I call myself a nature communicator because I have the ability to do this. And I wanted to share today this message from Portia, who arose out of the Pacific Ocean after I had moved to the west coast of Canada, and was at the ocean one day and decided to connect with the ocean. And she rose up out of the ocean, and she was swaying because it was like she had a very full dress on, and it was the water that rose up to create this dress, and she was swaying in the water as she brought this wisdom through. And I feel like it's so relevant for today, and also for the way that we are transforming as humans. We are so much more than we've been led to believe. And I feel like in these times, the faster we come to recognize the true power that we hold as human beings, the easier we're going to move through this great transition that we're in. And there's a lot of effort to hold us back from that. There's a lot of effort to keep us in the shadows so we don't recognize and know our true power. And I am all about helping us see who we are, fully recognize our potential, and start living that, start playing, start becoming the new human that we already are. And so I felt like this message from Portia today would be a great help for us to understand how we can start communicating with water. Anyone can do this. There's no one who cannot do this. You may not understand the results the same way that someone who's more sensitive will, but you can trust that it's happening because it's been proven that our mere presence has impact on water. Scientists have taken 5 people, given them all a vial of water from the same source. All they have to do is hold it, and then they put that water under the microscope, and it looks different from every person, even though all the water is coming from the same source, because their mere presence is impacting the water. So know that we all have this power. And when we use our intention to create something in the water that we would like to create in the world, and this actually talks about love as an example, we are embracing our ability and coming into communion again with nature, with water, which has so much wisdom. And we're meant to be doing this. This is who we are. So I hope you enjoy this message. It's just a page and a half long. So I'll share this with you, and I'll also put a link below to this book, Conversations with a Tree. And at the back, I say, the great philosopher Hermann Hesse once said, "Trees are sanctuaries. Whoever knows how to speak to them, whoever knows how to listen to them, can learn the truth." And now I believe as well that our connection with other aspects of nature also is bringing us that. So here's the message from Portia. I am the spirit of the water. I am the spirit of you, Jane, for you are the water. You are the ocean, for you see, all life is given form through water, all life. It is the crystalline energy of creation, of manifestation. You can imbue your water with the request of what you choose to manifest. See it in the water and then drink. This is powerful, so be aware. Use only pure, non-manipulative energy in your request. For example, don't ask that so-and-so fall in love with you. That is interference. Instead, request the pure knowing of love. How do you want it to feel? How will you behave in the presence of such love? What will you feel about yourself knowing this love? This is the way to program your water. So I'll start that again. Request the pure knowing of love instead of requesting something in particular. Request the pure knowing of joy. Request the pure knowing of a world that is completely healed. Water is emotion, the ocean, emotion. Just as the tides are in constant motion, so too is the expression of feeling within the human. The ocean does not need to try and still itself as humans do, for the purpose of water is to be your reflection. Have you noticed that water, when still, allows you to see yourself, your reflection? A diamond will sparkle and shine, but it will not show you yourself. Only water will do this. So as you look into the depths of the ocean, know that what you see there is a reflection of your deepest feelings, what lies in the heart of humanity. For water is a collection, a reflection of the collective, you could say, just as humanity is a collective of each person on this planet. As you know, your oceans are polluted. Your world is polluted. What lies without is created from within. What you see in your world and in your waters is truly showing you what lies in the heart of humanity. It is no longer pristine. It has been corrupted. You need not blame yourselves for this corruption. It was placed beyond your control. And yet you must claim your power and your intent to change it. The oceans, full of pollution and plastic from overconsumption, are a reflection of this corruption. The waters are easily purified with human intention. Did you know this? Did you know how easily you can change the earth and end the corruption? It is as easy as a song. Why do you think the beach is so soothing? Part of it is the rhythm of the waves and the sound. Part of it is the ionic composition of the air. And part of it is a deep knowing, little recognized, of the power of water to transform. I believe that knowing is within us all, somewhere. It's just been covered up. Just as tears transform your emotions and allow you to release, the oceans are a breathing, living system of the earth. They are like the lungs of Mother Earth, purifying, filtering, transforming the waters that are the source of life. The more you begin to care for the land, the earth, oceans included, the more you will be caring for yourselves. You will become softer. You can see the harshness of the world. There are sensitives who cannot cope with it. There are not more mentally disturbed people on your earth now. There are just more sensitive people who are revealing the insanity that has been existing on your planet for far too long. It has passed many cycles where it was meant to end. Now, in this new millennium, it appears humanity will be successful. The ocean is one part of a living system that is Earth. Humanity as a whole is another part. The world is here as an Earth school. Therefore, what you contribute is what you see as your life's creation. You cannot change another, but you can change yourself. Change how you are in the world. Change how you care about the world. The world needs more heart. What is it that determines the end of a human life? It is when the heart stops beating, aside from medical intervention. The oceans are like the heart of the earth. When they become clogged, they no longer support life. They reflect your empty hearts. Find love again, dear ones. And later on, there's a little bit that also came through where she said, elementals are like nursemaids for nature. If there is an epidemic, a nurse cannot prevent someone from getting sick, but he can make the recovery more comfortable and use her wisdom to aid in healing. So it is for the elementals of the earth. We cannot prevent plastic from entering the ocean, but we can support sea life to the best of our ability to overcome it. Humanity can be restored to love through water. As you have learned, water is emotion. Much of the demise of humanity is the dismissal of emotion while still having emotions. That is, you have judged your emotions as bad or unbalanced, and you have not been taught how to manage your emotions. The process leads to suppression instead of expression. The suppression leads to anger expressed as aggression, and hatred or inverted back to the self as self-loathing or denial. All of this has created a society that is unbalanced, unhealthy, and unhappy. In truth, the emotions of the human are your power. You feel for another and have compassion. You feel your own body responses triggered by emotion and have more understanding of your situation. Your emotions are your guiding system and your creative force. That knowledge has been manipulated to disempower you. Now is the time to claim your birthright, to be whole and empowered and magnificent. You must claim it. Nobody is going to run up to you with this on a platter and coax you into accepting it. The choice is yours. It is the knowing of what you can choose that we offer here. So, look to the systems of nature that support one another, and you will find that humans have that intelligence as well. So again, that's an invitation to communicate with water. We can speak to it before we drink it. We can infuse it with love so that we are infused with love and magnetic to love. We can use this beautiful water in our bodies by singing. And the reason they said singing is because there is a powerful creative force in the human voice when we sing. When I first started bringing through light language, it was preceded by, for a while, I would make up songs and sing them. This was after I remember doing that as a child. And I was in my 40s at this time, I believe. And when I would make up these songs and sing, I would be moved to tears. It would move me deeply. And I recognized that there's something in singing that adds to the creative force. And so when we sing a beautiful song to water, also later on in this message, they said that when we sing to the water, make sure we're aware of what we're singing about. See, as we're singing, the water being pure and the pollution being removed from the water by these new machines that we've created. And all the fish life and plant life and the crustaceans and the coral reefs coming back to their pristine beauty again. This is what we sing. And so when we sing to our bodies that are the same percentage of water in our bodies as there is on the earth, when we sing to our bodies, we sing this vibrancy, this health. We sing the things that we're choosing to bring into our lives. And watch and see what happens. Or sing to your water before you drink it with great intention of what you're putting in that song. Play with it. Let it be a playful piece of who we really are as humans. The work of Dr. Emoto came out in around the year 2000. I learned about his work, I think it was 2003. And I was so moved that I created sound essences by singing and toning into the water. And they were so far ahead of their time that I had trouble finding stores that would take them because they said it would take too much education for people to know how to use them or know what they do. But I spent a year having people try them, and everyone felt the impact because I was restructuring the water with my tone, with my song. And I know that I've done this in past lives, and it's something that I brought into the world at this time. But we can all do this, and it changes the water to hold the form of what we're creating with our intent and our voice and our song. So this is a great power that we have, and this is part of our connection that we're waking up to again, in our connection to the earth, our connection back to nature, our connection to water, and our connection to the trees. This book is full of beautiful, loving messages from two trees, one in particular, that really makes it all very simple. We need to come back to nature. We've lost our connection. And the more we find our connection back to nature, the more we get back to our own true nature as empowered beings. So I hope this is inspiring for you all. I invite you to play with it, be present with it, and sending you so much love.